Okay, bye-bye.
See you, Moira. Thanks, Shani. We'll be talking to Adrian a little bit again. Now, when Mum Avril Webster couldn't find a book on the market suitable for her son's special needs, she took on the challenge to write one herself. 3 years later, and her Off We Go range is flying out of the shops. Hello and
Hi, Maura.
welcome. Thanks a
very
million for
much.
coming in, and fair play to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's take you back a little at the beginning and how this all came about.
Well, it's all to do with our son Stephen, our eldest son, and it's about trying to help him to access everyday activities. He was finding it difficult. He has special needs. Actually, Stephen has no specific diagnosis. He would have a lot in common with the children with autism, and so he likes to stick to his routine, and he can get overwhelmed very easily and doesn't like those very noisy, scary places.
Okay.
So we were actually the very first things were going swimming and going to the dentist, and so I was struggling to try and support him to get out and about and do those things, and I found that by using some simple clear pictures with practical language he could manage the task more easily and he was less scared. And the books are about helping kids, and particularly kids like Stephen, to get out and about and make life easier.
Just looking at the books today, I mean, they're very simple in the sense they're very bright.
Yes.
They've only got a line or 2 lines max on each page.
Yep.
They're very multicultural, which is great for the society we now live in. But they're very, very simple, and you can imagine even small children, not just children with special needs, it'd be a great starter book.
Yep, absolutely.
So basically you started off kind of with everyday activities, like going to the restaurant, going to the hairdresser,
yep, these
going
are all,
to the swimming pool.
Yes, they're all activities that we were finding, that was finding hard to just to help Stephen. But you're absolutely right. The book, although I did develop them initially for Stephen, I have 2 other children, Michael and Rachel.
Yes.
And Rachel was just 3 when I was doing these books, and of course she really enjoyed, you know, her first experiences with them as well, and as an early reader, as you said, for Michael. And I think many mums out there will identify with a little person throwing a tantrum in the supermarket or in the restaurant.
But even just looking at here now, the restaurant one, you know, we're going to the restaurant, page 1. Page 2, hello, the waitress shows us to the table. I sit down, I look at the menu. It would probably show them how to fit in as well.
Yeah, and actually since the books have been out there and selling so well, one of the groups that have been particularly of benefit to are the children where English is a second language. But I think, you know, for the children with special needs, one of those things like to have nice, simple, clear pictures and to have practical, clear language, because I'm focusing on, for Stephen, for example, he has, you know, limited communication, and you're trying to help him there. And the third thing there being as you say, this is not an imaginative story.
No.
It's just to tell them what's going to happen.
This is real life.
This is real life,
and
exactly.
Stephen, I guess, was quite overwhelmed in regular situations where other children you and I would walk into. For example, the swimming pool, he walked in and he was freaked out a little.
Absolutely. I was just saying that to you earlier, that for many kids with special needs, and all the kids on the autistic spectrum, for example, have a difficulty with processing their senses. Now, there's a big word for it called sensory integration dysfunction, but can be a real difficulty for them. And you know, when you open the door of that swimming pool and the way the noise and the smell,
it all hits you.
and it hits you there, and after a minute or two, kind of, we can sort of get used to that and get on with the task in hand. But for kids like Stephen, though, that noise and smell and things is still flying at him, and so he finds it very overwhelming, and of course he gets very scared and anxious. But we found
he knows what to expect.
Now he knows. We sort of prepare him at home, okay, with the book, so he can know what's going to happen, and therefore he manages it more easily and is less anxious.
I was wondering, looking at that, I was asking the researcher earlier on, you know, is she an illustrator? Is she an artist?
Well, no. I'm certainly not the illustrator, and let me tell you, as you can see here, I found a fantastic illustrator.
Oh, absolutely.
A young man called David Riley from Limerick, and he did a tremendous job.
And did you work and say, I want the kid looking like this, or I want...
exactly. He sat and listened to me.
But you have no background in this yourself at all?
No background in this at all, only that I was just trying to figure out a way to support Stephen, and I got good help from his teacher and the speech and language therapist about what sort of thing we should put together. They said to me, like a 12-step sequence, no more than that, and that's what's going to help.
Okay, how many books were in the first range?
I had 6 in the first range and another 6 launching this week.
So that's the new 6, and what can we expect in the new 6?
The new 6, we have going to buy clothes, going to buy shoes, going to the cinema, going to a birthday party, the plane, and going to the optician. All everyday things that I needed for supporting for Stephen, and very much similarly along the same lines as the simple, clear pictures with the functional language. And Stephen, what I often do is not only do we sort of have it at home, but I would take it with me in the bag, because Stephen feels more secure.
Oh,
like,
it's a great idea.
Yeah,
you know, reiterate the
you know, like
stuff
say if you're going, say if you're going on the plane, like, so once we've done check-in, for example, now we can say, now we're going over to security.
And here we are in the pictures.
Exactly, and he feels more secure doing that, like, you know, that way. And I think also, I suppose...
He's got a performance, sorry to cut across you, but I just want to get this in. He's got a performance coming up, Stephen.
I'm very proud to tell you that Stephen has a big performance coming up on the 21st of October in the University Concert Hall. It's a musical celebration showcasing the musical talents of children and adults with intellectual disabilities. And we're very proud.
There he is.
There he is. There he is with his Special Olympics gold medal. So we're very proud of all his abilities.
Well, fair play to you. That's excellent. It's great to have the first series and now going on to the second, and you're publishing them. We should have mentioned you're publishing them yourself.
I am.
Because the publisher was taken over and you went ahead with that yourself.
I did, and I was very lucky. I set up the business last year, and I've just completed a programme with Limerick Institute of Technology. So after being a mum at home for 10 years, here I am. Look at the gift that Stephen has given me with the opportunity.
Taking over the publishing world.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so, Maura. Thanks for that.
Thanks a million for coming in.
Thank you.
And of course, the Off We Go range, Avril's range, is available in bookstores and from www.offwego.ie. And the books are really, really reasonably priced, $7.99 each. So most people out there will be able to afford at least one at least. Great. Shayna.
Excellent, lovely story. Okay, loads of time for you to send in your thoughts or comments. Maybe you've used one of Avril's Off You Go books and it worked for you. And then we have a few comments that came in. Avril, Linda from Laois said Avril is a fantastic inspiration. If you remember, Avril was talking about the Off We Go range of books that she's written.
Yeah.
Fantastic inspiration. I've spent so much time trying to draw out matchstick drawings for my son with Asperger's. Her books will reduce the stress of children with autism and of their parents. Keep them coming. That's lovely.
Yeah, they're fab books, and she's a great woman too. Another one in here is, I'm a teacher, have found the Off We Go range of books an excellent support for a 6-year-old boy in my class with autism. We got great use out of going to the hairdressers, as the young boy was very anxious and upset about getting his hair cut. Isn't that great?
They're brilliant.
Yeah, they're real easy and plain, and I just think that, you know, I don't have any kids, but I can imagine.
I'd actually use them for my son, going to the dentist, all of those things. I think they're brilliant.
Totally.